Hi, and welcome to the Swedish Zwift Racing Cup by SZR and the beautiful island of Watopia, where tonight's race will be held. We are very happy to see such a big crowd tonight, and last time I checked we had over 700 riders sign up, so this race tonight will be amazing. My name is Martin Björgvik, and I will be your host tonight together with Carl Tiselius. How are you doing today, Carl?
Thank you very much, Martin. I'm feeling great. This is the first time that we do this in English, so this is a very special moment for me to be commentating in English. I don't know, have you ever done it before, Martin?
I've tried it a few times, but it
Yeah.
was a few years ago.
Yeah, it's so cool. And why are we speaking now and commentating in English? It's just because this is getting ridiculously international. It's so cool to see how this cup has grown and grown and grown every time. And we are now at the fourth stage. And as you say, over 700 registered among the men, and then we have the women starting also. We will try to cover it all, but focusing on the A riders during the races, and then we will try to also show the riders when they approach the finish in the top of the categories.
I will update you on the count. It's 1,026 men at the
Oh
moment,
my God!
and
All right.
123 women signed up.
Yeah, let's do this.
Yeah.
And the fourth stage, we will have a really cool exclusive course for this stage. It's the Seaside Sprint circuit. It's not that often that the people ride this one. It's a little bit special one. So should we go through the course, Martin?
Yeah, let's take a look at Velo Viewer here.
Oh yeah. We have the profile here from VeloViewer. You can also Google it. It's also a very nice guide on Swift Insider. But as you see here, it's a circuit course. It goes around. It's really close to downtown Watopia. So we will actually later on also show you a little bit of a preview video that you made, Martin. So showing a little bit how the course goes, and the ones who are familiar to Swift will recognize where we are. And the lap in itself is only 6.3 kilometers, so we will actually do 5 loops on this one, finishing up at the sprint banner. A crazy sprint. We will talk more about this later on. But let's have a look at the course. You also did a little bit of a video.
A short, but here you go.
Yeah, so as you see here, we start in downtown Watopia, going up, turning directly left over the SS. The SS here is going up and down, up and down. Here you can see how we go down also towards the sprint banner. We go straight through the Italian village over here. We take right at the fountain, going down through the gravel road over to the volcano. And here we don't go all around the volcano, we turn right. This is a little bit of a kicker uphill. Here we can see some action going through the volcano, pushing hard through the volcano, and then turning directly right back towards downtown Watopia. And not turning down here, but going straight again then over the SS. And this is the loop course. This will be so cool to see how our riders will tackle this. And here you see the finish line, just crossing it. Thank you so much, Martin, for showing us this one. Can also say that it's not that much of a hilly course. It's rather flat. We have actually only 39 meters of elevation gain on one lap. So multiplying that with 5 will not give us a lot of height meters at all. But yeah, wow, this is so cool course. And we will head over and check a little bit on Swift Power. We are using Swift Power a lot to check what racers we have today.
Should we check the last results from the last week here? So let's head over to Swift Power. Just transitioning over to Swift Power here and the A category men.
Great. in the A category men, we can now see the total of the total standing. So we don't go through every stage. We have had superb riding by Tim Gustafsson from Sekobure in Sweden, and also closely followed. Then you can see the points, very tight game. Johan Gren, Henrik Öijer, and Gustav Wisting is really close behind. So a lot of Swedes, but it will happen a lot, and we can also see Stefan Kirchmeier on the place 9 there. He is climbing the result list in the total.
Should we take a look at the ladies also?
Yeah.
Perhaps?
Let's head over
ladies.
to the women.
Sorry, I'll scroll down a little.
Yeah,
like
the
that.
women have a separate event, so they also have all the categories A to D, but we check now the A category, and here you see Emma Belforth with a splendid result, all 3 stage wins earlier in this cup, but she's closely followed anyway by Malin, Rönnqvist Kågström, and Anna Svärdström on the 3rd place. So, and here you see it's a lot less points, but it has been increasing number of women participating, so the points will increase, and that's also a good thing for the ones joining in now. It's still a lot of chance to climb in the total results, because it's only 8 results that counts, so it's just to start to gather a lot of points, and today we have a lot of women riding.
That's amazing. 123 ladies.
Yeah.
So
Increases
could we
with,
perhaps look at the final sprint of the men?
Yeah, let's have a look at
week.
the last week's sprint. We had a little bit of a technical issue then, but I will try to recap here a little bit. Here we can see the Swede Mattias Lundqvist. He tried to do a long sprint. He didn't get anyone to follow, so he didn't do a lead out. He really pushed it hard, but still here with 400 meters to go, you can see the first rider passing him. It's Johan Gren, pushing everything he can to be first over the finish line. But he is then closely followed by Tim Gustafsson, and as you can see, climbing the result list on the right, Stefan Kirchmeier. Here you can see how Stefan exactly timed this perfectly, crossing the finish line just some centimeters ahead of Tim Gustafsson. Really cool. And for the women, you can see here solo riding. It was not that easy solo riding. Emma Belforth had some company actually until the last kilometer, but from there she just pushed away from the rest. And as you see here, the sprint for the silver or the 2nd place, Anna Svärdström showed that she was the strongest one last week, and Malin came in 3rd. Also Therese Ovefalk and the rest of the pack coming in here, also with the first B rider very close behind. And yeah, a lot of international competition, as you see here. Also the US champion Pitzer also joining in. So cool. But we will now focus on today's race. It's race number 4, and we actually prepared a little bit of a presentation of some selected teams that we would like to highlight. It's also possible for the future that you all out there in different teams send over some information about your team. We will try to present your team at any of our stages. And we also have some hot picks for the win today. So we have some rider presentations, and now also, of course, in English. So let's start off with the first team to present. And as you can see here, it's Kirchmeier e-cycling. We have had a lot of really good riders from this Austrian team. It's Austrian based, it's got a lot of other international riders in it, so it's open for a lot of more riders. As you can see, 386 members right now, and it's counting. And the purpose of the team is virtual fun in training and racing. They are also outdoor cycling team, but also indoor. And it's also then a vision for them to get more recognition in the Zwift community. So they are new and they are growing fast. if we have a look at the second page here, now we will. Oh yeah, we have a little bit of a special order. You can actually try to
Next
see
one.
number. Yeah, if you have number file number 3. Let's see.
Why it did that?
Yeah, sorry for that. It's just jumping around a little bit.
I don't have any free.
All right, we have a upload miss there, but then we go from here. Okay, so we have the next, and then we take a rider instead. It's a rider, Cedric Lorenzo, and this is a rider from the French team. This is actually one of the biggest teams coming in today for this race. It's so cool to see the French team coming in with so many strong riders, and now Cedric, he's then MTB expert, you can see here, and his strength is that he just let the brain out and he just push it. And his favorite training session is just to ride up the Alpe de Zwift. So yeah, really cool. We will keep an eye on this guy.
Tuga's team that was lost, or
once again,
what was it? The Tuga's team that was lost.
I think so. Yeah, yeah.
We'll put them in here so see them.
Yeah, great.
That's.
We also should have a presentation about the French team. We still have some minutes left, so it's cool to share.
See if I can find. I'll restart this.
Yeah.
Oh, like here we
have the Portuguese team. Super happy to have a lot of international competition, and the Portuguese, they are really early in the start list, putting in a lot of members, and this is so fun to see. And here we can see how many members, 1916 at the moment, and this is also just growing. And the purpose of the team is really to bring together all Portuguese people interested in sharing, discussing, and solving issues related with Zwift. So this is also a team to keep eye on, and so happy to see that the Portuguese team is really growing. Oh yeah, we have 7 minutes left to the start in the A, so we carry on a little bit with some more presentations. We also present here Stefan Kirschmeier. He also owns the team and is the main coach for the team, and he will actually then ride today also, and he hopefully is in the start list. I talked to him earlier today, so I hope he will join in today also. And he is also a professional, outdoor ex-professional, and he is a little bit of a Grand Fondo specialist and now more of a coach. But as you know, he is top ranked in Zwift and he really loves racing. So yeah, keep an eye on Kirschmeier for sure. Then we carry on with the total leader of this A category men, and this is Tim Gustafsson. And he started to cycle as a young kid, but he took a break after turning 15, and then he started up again after 2015, and he is really performing well, both outdoors and indoors, and much thanks to his amazing sprints. Hope to see it today too. And when he's not swifting, his favorite there is the Crit City, taking some laps there. But he also loves it outside, and then the favorite is to climb the top of Gran Canaria and going up, enjoying also the downhill. So keep an eye on Tim for sure. Then we go over to the women. We have Anna Svärdström here. She is now in the 3rd position, and she's born 1967, and she has been competing a lot in road racing, but also triathlon. And her strength is really the VO2 max level that is really high. So yeah, she doesn't get tired that easy on these kind of races.
She's really strong.
Yeah, and she loves to compete too, and we will see that with the women too. And if we go ahead a little bit more with, see how here we have the really the challenger for Emma Belfort, but this is Malin Rönnqvist Kågström, and she also loves to be on her mountain bike. She loves to push hard. She likes it uphill, and as you see, she just go for it. She just push, and she's from a club up north in Sweden. So yeah, with a solid rider here, she will for sure compete among the top also today. And then we have the number one, she won 3 times in a row so far, unbeaten, Emma Belfort. One of the strongest rider in Sweden for sure, been competing in Pro-Am and Zwift Classic, top 15. And yeah, she is really, really strong uphill. The funny thing is that she is a late starter with cycling. She started 2018, and that just to keep up with her son that was really competing a lot. So yeah, fun to see how she followed her son into cycling, and wow, that was a good match. And yeah, you can read also here, and but we will actually jump over now to see if you have
Next one. Any more here? No?
We have one more. It should be about you can try to find. I will upload it. Otherwise we.
Which one?
You have them there. Oh, great. It should be.
7 is missing too.
Yeah. No, but that's quite all right. We just have some minutes to the start. We will present more riders going forth in the races, so we will always try to add some time to present some new riders, and you can check them out, get insight a little bit behind the avatar that you see in Zwift. So a little bit of fun facts. Thank you, Martin.
Yeah, no problem. We have about 2 minutes to the start of a rider.
Yeah, and what A class in the men. The men A category starts at 7 p.m. Central European time, and then we have 5 minutes later the start of the women. So we will actually focus, we said that we will focus on the A categories today, but then we will try to have a view over the Finnish sprints in all categories, if possible.
We have 254 men in the pen at the moment, and 1,321 signed up now.
It's crazy.
133 women racers. Yeah.
So it will be a big peloton riding out from downtown Watopia, heading right just up to the SS, and then down to the starting the first of the 5 loops of Seaside Sprints. And I'm going through the start list now on Zwift Power. You can do it as a watcher now, live watching this stream. Head into Zwift Power and just have a look to see the start list. It's amazing, and we have a lot of Swedes also on the start. Of course, then actually Team Swedish Zwifters is the biggest team, but I mean the French team, they got almost 10 riders signed up, and also the Portuguese team, both the community team and the racing team, they have a lot of riders, so it will be a lot of Portuguese in the peloton today. And we also have some Norwegian. Really nice to see some Vikings rider, and I can
go on forever.
Yeah, I can go on forever. I think it's like 40 or 50 different nations signing up today, so hopefully also starting. And now it's not much time left to the start. You will see here on the countdown we have 23 seconds left, and when we are approaching 0 seconds you will see the wattage of the riders going up.
And we are following Johan Gren at the start here.
Oh yes, yeah, you can see he's actually then also top 3 rider then in the total. So now you see the start. It will be a crazy hard start from the beginning. It's actually, this is an interesting situation because now it's so many riders that it's important to push yourself forward and do not fall behind, because the peloton in the front will push really hard for a long time. We can see on the watch now, the watch is starting. We are going out on the lead-in, and the 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 long line of riders that will be here now. It will be so long, and it's really hard to go forward because it's the one in the front is pushing so hard.
Yeah, this peloton is amazing.
If you see now up to the left, Johan Gren is pushing everything between 200 and 500 watts, and I mean that's just to stick in the peloton in a nice way. So you see the peloton here is really big, and the one that was a little bit behind, now we can only see that top 100. Zwift will not show more, so there are much more in here, but Zwift can't handle to show all of them. So you will see people popping up here and there, and it will take some time until we can really define how many are in the peloton. But just watching the wattage of Johan Gren right now, yeah, up in the left corner you see they're close to 400 watts, and to the right you see him highlight with 5.5 watt per kilos. It's crazy how they start now, and we have been cycling for 1.5 minutes, pushing so hard. We will keep an eye on the wattage and the power output that they have. But as you see, it's a quite solid peloton with some lonely riders in the front pushing even harder. So impressive for the ones who really managed to break away from the first.
Will be very interesting to see what happens here on the S's, especially on the little hump just before the downhill sprint.
Yeah, it's
coming
actually
up now.
Very, very interesting part of the course because it's up and down and the speed is incredibly high. You see it will vary around 50 and up, and this is also the way to the sprint and not the sprint but the finish of lap 5. It will be here that the action really happens. So
and I think you have to be quite far up here if you're going to stick with them.
Every lap now, all the riders have a chance to mentally prepare themselves for how should I approach this hill. This was what you talked about, Martin.
Yeah.
Exactly. Coming up here, it's a little bit of longer push uphill, 5%, and then incline, and then or up on the top, and it goes really fast downhill, and there it's really hard to gain positions because the speed will be incredibly high downhill here. But we are still on the lead in, and passing the sprint banner here, they start the 5 loops. So 5 laps.
Trying to go forward, but I'm stuck at place 50 or so. They are changing places so often.
You're getting closer to it, absolutely.
Yeah, 20 now.
Here you see the sprint banner. This is the finish line.
Also
of
the finish,
5 laps. Yeah. So, and you see the speed, 55 kilometers per hour right now in the front. This is incredible. But it was also a downhill, so of course they gain speed there. But if you are in the back sleeping a little bit, the train will just be gone. And if you have a look to the right, you see the international flag. You see all the nations' flags, how international this race is. It's so fun to see, and we are super happy for having this kind of competition. But now we should jump over to the women's start.
Yeah, just 45 seconds away, so let's head over to the ladies.
Yeah. The men will head down towards the volcano here, going over the gravel. Here you see through the dust over to the volcano.
They are not seeing that any longer. They are seeing the women.
Yeah.
I'm sorry. Sorry, Carl. One moment. I will show you too.
They will see the volcano later on for sure. But yeah, now I see we are over with the women race. I can also.
Yeah, we are following Malin at the start here.
Great. I can also mention that we are actually doing as well as we can under our circumstances. We don't have all the. Oh yeah, now we see. Now we can follow the.
Couldn't. Okay, let's do it the manual way.
Oh,
Not sure what happened with Malin, but or if it was something else. But I will move forward here. The ladies are starting in a mass start, so you see all the categories together here.
Yeah, interesting what happened there. If Malin didn't.
Here's a solid rider.
Oh yeah, now we follow Emma. We will see later on if Malin is still in the peloton, if she had some issues in the start. But as you can see, Emma is really pushing on. She likes to be in the front, having control. But you see, going into the front also push yourself back a little bit when you meet the wind, when you hit the headwind. Oh, this is also incredibly fast, closing up to 50 kilometers per hour with a little bit of a percentage uphill. They are going crazy fast, these women. And well,
I had 31 women here in the A category. I think I saw just before the race
also
started.
here a lot of international competition. You can see we have also other, I would say, elite Zwift teams. Maybe not pro teams because they are maybe not paid, but they are really good in Zwifting. They are, so you can see Vixen. We also have Vikings showing up on the women's side. We have the Portuguese team, and oh yeah, also nice to see Evoque bikes. Also a really good Zwift team, not only outdoor but also indoor. And again here, coming into the SS, it's a quite solid group, but on the overview you can see now how it's tearing apart the effort that the A riders put in the front, also some B riders, and they are really going into the front, increasing the speed here, as you can see Emma doing here. And then the peloton increase the speed, and it will be impossible for people behind to follow. And also, what we have done here, what we didn't say, is that all the women start at the same time. In the men, we have 1 minute in between the categories. But here, as you can see, it's all together. It's therefore you can see all the colors on the upper right overview map. And right now, it's a lot of blue and green colors, but there are actually a lot of red dots under there. But the other categories are on top of it because they are performing proportionally a little bit better than keeping up with the A women. And yeah, you can see a lot of C riders and B riders in the right list and overview over the names. So looking a little bit to the right, you can see all the names then that are around the rider that we follow right now. Now Emma goes up to the front, so it shows that she's first of 111 starting out from the pier in downtown Watopia in all categories then.
That's
So,
amazing. That's one of the biggest women races I've seen.
yeah.
That's a pure woman.
And now these women are out on the course taking the S's in this direction, maybe not really familiar with the course, but going down here, as with the men, they have to start to mentally prepare themselves for this is the finish. This is the finish route, that the part of the course that will really decide the winner here.
The
You can
green
see
banner is the finish.
yeah, the green banner. And there is no extra points for being first here over the sprint line every lap or so. It's just the finish. So anyway, it's always nice to be in the front and be sure that you are really on the right side of the wave, so to say. And you can see the peloton is much smaller now. We have some A and C and B riders behind, and the peloton is just going crazy fast. Again here, 46 kilometers per hour, pushing through the Italian village, going out on the cobble, yeah, the road here, and then taking the gravel road down, a little bit of dust. And here was a little bit what I said about the men then, that they actually turned down right here, going down the curly road here, and then you can see the volcano, and there they will go inside the volcano. It's an interesting course. Small.
Yeah, small and punchy, and no rest anywhere.
No.
Uh,
So if we can have a little bit of a look a little bit back in this pack, just to see
sure.
the riders that are.
I have still the first group here.
Oh yes.
Strong one.
So, yeah, it's a big one.
Here, about 15 seconds down of the.
Oh yeah, here is the
Here,
chasing group
there's
the
one that dropped
further.
off an A ride.
Yeah, but it's
And
a lot of dots ahead of there also. So yeah, but it's grouping together, and it's also a mix of different categories. So this will be a nice and cool experience for a lot of riders that are on a lower category than than a strong rider. So the strong rider will probably push a little bit more, and the other riders in this group will have a nice ride and catch some some lonely riders ahead, as you can see on the overview. So they are also going crazy fast, even if it's gravel road here. It's over 40 kilometers per hour, or 36 now. Yeah,
okay,
let's
the
head over.
men's race A category has done 9.6 kilometers. So go back to them, or
Oh yeah, we can have a look at the men and see how big the peloton is now. Yeah.
transition over. They are just coming into same spot as the women, or
Yeah, they are lapping this course crazy fast. Of course, they will not see the women, so they are in a yeah in their own virtual world here on Seaside Sprint in Batopia. But here we can see the group is still very big, but it's a well-defined group, and I think we are below 100 persons now. So actually, then this is the group that will be the front peloton. So yeah, this is a nice overview over the fishing village down here, and then heading over to the volcano. Here they come up on some sort of tarmac again.
yeah.
It makes a big difference in friction, so they can increase the speed here again compared to the gravel. But yeah, it looks a little bit like it needs to be redone. But yeah, it's lava close ahead, so not so much invested in Vatopia at the moment in this area.
We need some new tarmac here. And
Yeah.
we are following Johan Hasselmark, which is one of our sponsors here.
All right. Yeah, we could mention a little bit about the sponsors also. We will just have a look, because this is interesting area. This is an interesting part of the course. Now they will head right and have a look now, because they are heading uphill a little bit of a kicker into the volcano. You know it from the volcano circuit. It's really a punchy kicker hill here to the right, and we'll see in the back if it's someone getting trouble here. It's always interesting to see how they manage to just keep up with the peloton in the back. Oh, there.
Still just cruising along. No orange numbers, but pace is still high.
As the peloton is so big, it's hard to do any damage, because the peloton, everybody will have a lot of draft in here. We also see Gustav Wisting here. I could see him on the. He is actually then also in the top spot in the total, and he is, yeah.
Just 15 years old.
Oh yeah, that's exactly what I wanted to say. He's 15 years old. It's incredible good, and it's a lot of youngsters entering Zwift now and performing really well. We had a 16-year-old Italian winning the Zwift Classic uphill for Box Hill. It was really cool. So if you haven't seen it, have a look at the Zwift Classic in London International.
And somewhere in here, I think, I haven't seen the name, but Simon Richardson from GCN should be in the race, or at least he said last week.
Yeah, he did announce that he would participate. So let's really hope that he could make it.
I will see if I can find him.
Yeah, have a look. And it's a Spanish guy pushing really hard in the front. We will see a lot of strong riders pushing really hard in the front, but as you can see, after some time the peloton is anyway coming back, so it's really not that easy to do any damage to the peloton. But of course you can go in the front and show that you are really fit for a fight today, but then it's needed to go back and have a little bit of a rest because the peloton is going really fast, 51 kilometers per hour right now. And doing this, the course will be in total 33 kilometers, so it's yeah, it will be 20 more kilometers of really hard racing. And as you can see to the right, the riders here are pushing above 4 watt per kilos. And
I can't see Simon. It looks like he's maybe took a rest day or something. He's not
yeah,
in the game at the moment.
maybe next week.
Yeah.
I think we have enough competition today, but it's always nice with some celebrities joining in too. But we have so many good riders here today, and worth mentioning also. I'll actually jump over now to Swift Power Live and have a look because
Oh, he was there. I just saw him. I just saw him flash by. I don't know.
great.
Not sure why I couldn't see him in the companion app. I just saw his name flicker by here.
We will
We
see.
also
if
have
we have
a Swedish champions. I saw Martin Selin.
Yep, Martin Selin is in the pack. We see him with the
There
Swedish
he
flag
is.
on the
There
back.
he is. I will
Yep.
see if I can catch him. Oh, that was went away. Here he is. Simon.
Oh yeah, here we got him. Go Richardson. Have a look at this. He's perfectly positioned in the peloton, having a little bit of margin both forward and backward. And it's super important to be in this position just to be able to find a good pace and not have to push really hard on wattage, realizing that you are in the back. And oh wow, they are pushing so hard through the S's here. So finishing the second lap now.
What a few out to front there. 3 men.
Yeah. They are pushing.
If I can up to the front there. Guys going away. Here.
We have a little bit of a pack, and now we'll see if the peloton want to close this gap directly or if they let them go a little bit, and see now how they push and some other people join. So really now it's starting to make a difference. Being 3-4 riders, they need to work together, but now the peloton will increase the speed, but still you see they really rocket away from the peloton, try to connect to the breakaway group. But yeah,
It's really a strong and big, powerful
yeah,
peloton.
you can
It's not.
see Matita, he is pushing 10 watt per kilo, so really hard.
Unfortunately, no heart monitors, so he will be disqualified. If he does not get that.
He actually there also wanted to take the green jersey, but he didn't take it actually. There was a faster time last loop. As you can see to the left, you can see 11 seconds on this sprint, but a little bit of TV time for the Italian at least. And really nice to see the sprint effort there also. It's not always about saving the most energy to the sprint. It's also to have a lot of fun racing and pushing and showing up a little bit, showing some skills, showing some muscles. And we have a lot of good riders here. I also see that we have Brett Boniface also on the start line. He's out there riding, averaging 5 watts per kilos already now. So he is having a lot of fun for sure.
Yeah, well, I think we were over 50 A+ riders in the race here. Here we have Gustav. I missed him. Just
Yeah.
We are jumping around.
We have a lot of spectators watching this now live. Unfortunately, we can't interact with you, but you are feel free to comment and write and share this stream, because we will jump around a little bit and you will see different names, different nationalities, different riders, different team kits, different bikes. You name it. Zwift is really a lot of different aspects that you can watch live now, and you see the peloton is getting smaller, a little bit smaller. And actually on the overview now, you made it really small, the overview, or we zoomed out a little bit. If you zoom in on the overview, Martin,
On the overview, sorry.
yeah, this one here, you can see how there are some single riders dropping off, and it starts to do a little bit of damage, this high speed. So as you can see here in the back, they are really struggling to keep up, and from that point, being more than 10 meters behind, they have to give everything. So it will be interesting now to see if the Italian guy can really make a difference here. Now we get some company, maybe they can work together to catch the pack. It's really a tough feeling to see the pack just drifting away. Now they will approach the climb, so maybe that will save them, because then the peloton will stretch out again, and they could actually catch up on the tail, so to say. But the peloton is going into this kicker hill with a lot of speed going into the volcano. Here you see Gustav again, 15 years old, pushing over 6 watts per kilo, enjoying the ride, joining in here close to 500 watts uphill. Wow, it's impressive for a 15-year-old guy.
Yeah, he's also enormously strong.
Yeah, and we also have other strong riders. I saw also Niklas Pedersen, the Danish rider from Pualto. He is also in here, a really strong rider. And we still it's always unmanageable. We can't really manage the size of the pack to really to see some tactics or see anything. But we will come back to the pack and the men a little bit later on. But now let's jump over to the women and see how the pack has decreased in size, probably, and what have happened.
Here we are with the women's race.
Great. Then we'll just jump. We'll start here and jump forward
a little
bit. Yeah, no worries. It's always
that
nice.
That was the wrong screen, I believe. This one is correct.
Here we have. Oh, yes.
I will transition. This was the C and D, the C group. We are coming back to them later on.
Great. So we will try to locate now. Here we have the women's race, and this is spot 69. So now we will climb. We can just click forward and go ahead a little bit and see. And you can also keep an eye on the right and see where you have your friends in the actual standings right now. So now we approach here 57, 55, 53. Going forward, you see a lot of
riders here. See, and
a lot of strong riders.
And 7 seconds up.
More B riders. Place 35.
It's really strong out.
Yeah, the women are going so fast. Can this be the front pack?
Yeah,
maybe
it must be. So Kogström here.
From the size, it looks like that, and we have Emma Belforth here also, and Malin Rönnqvist Kogström. Oh, so nice to see, because I was a little bit scared there that she had some sort of dropout directly in the start. Maybe she had, and maybe she pushed amazing wattage to just catch up. But interesting to see. Martin, do you have the chance to give me the big screen also on screen 2?
Yeah, this is the screen 2. I am on the screen 2.
All right,
let's see. Maybe you have to switch over.
Great. Now I have it. Yeah, no.
Easier for you to see.
So we are following Simon, the French women. Yeah. Oh, and we also have a lot of Norwegian, Danish, Portuguese, US. We have 2 riders from Evoque. I don't think I saw Pitcher in the pack. this race, but she has been competing in this series before, and she's the reigning US Zwift national champion. And Elin Delin is here too, really a solid rider. We have some B riders, as you can see, the green dots in the right list. You can see them
Still hanging on by a thread.
Oh yeah, we could actually jump over to any one of them and just, if you can click over and manage
I will try.
Yeah, it's a little bit of a lottery here.
Hermansson, 167.
Yeah, Hermansson, we can follow here. You see, 167 in heart rate. A little bit of a triathlon specialist, new to Zwift racing, pushing, and she decided, I heard before the race, she decided to really just give everything to follow the A pack and follow the front and just enjoy the ride then, because yeah, but you can see she's really pushing hard and she's almost in the front. And now, yeah, this is interesting because there are some strong A riders in the front pushing hard, and it is Kågström and Emma Belfoth, and they really want to speed up and put some damage into the peloton. Though this is not really the right place to do it, because now you can see how fast the peloton catch them. However, they send signal that they are really strong, and if the peloton doesn't really catch them, they could even it could be really hard for the chasers to catch. But this seems to be it's only 10 meters behind us, 6 meters, 5 meters now they catch them. But interesting to see, really interesting. And you see now how fast they pass by. But both Emma and Malin is now really skilled in Zwift, and they know that they have to speed up, catch, so that the peloton doesn't just pass them by, the big fast group. We also have a Finnish rider, Ronkainen. Interesting to see. Finland also. Hopefully Finland can attract a lot of more Zwifters. We know there is only Vikings is a lot of riders. I don't know exactly how many they are, but close to 1,000 just in the team Vikings. And we also have a Viking rider here. Danish rider, Netherlands, US, as I said, France. We also saw Hungary, Shabu, also from Hungary. And then we have one without a flag. But yeah, the women are racing really fast. And again, Kågström shows that she want to speed up a little bit, and Emma want to close up and hang on to that wheel. Should we go over to the men again? Have a look.
Yeah, men is just passing 23k, so about 10k left of a race for them.
All right. And I guess they haven't slowed down a bit. It's still full speed. And yeah, I can see a lot of 5 watts per kilo in the right list, but maybe a little bit slower now, actually.
Yeah, I think they are. Looks like a group ride, 4, 5 watts just.
Finally, the pace is a little bit
more relaxed,
down to earth, and they can breathe a little bit. But now, actually, now the speed.
Who is M?
Speed
is it the James Bonds?
It could be, yeah.
It could be M.
Mr. M. We also have a lot of, you can see Danish rider pushing in the front. We have a South Korean guy pushing really hard in the front. If you can jump forward a little bit just to see how fast they push in the front here. Here you see Kim.
Oops.
Also
going too far.
Yeah, here Kim. He pushed really hard uphill, but also some other strong riders. And now see some action here. Johan Norén pushing in the front. Yeah, it will be very interesting. Will anyone do a serious attack? We have a lot of riders that can come from
Boniface is in the front.
Yeah, Brett pushing hard in the front. And you can see all these like solo pushing, it actually doesn't seem to make a difference. But if you look in the back, there are always some people. Look at the overview, always some people dropping off. So for sure, it does
One
a
after
little bit.
another.
Oh yes, and every gap that you see here it hurts a lot to close a gap. So it for sure does a little bit of a damage to some individuals in the pack, but then we have a lot of really experienced riders that know exactly where to be in the peloton and just taking it easy.
Brenlund is here also.
Yeah, Brenlund is here, but I haven't seen Kirschmeier, so maybe he didn't start. But we have some other really strong, and Brenlund is of course one of the favorites.
Sorry, here he is.
You see he is a little bit of a mountain biker, pushing only 69 in cadence, but also not on his. He's not pushing super hard, having 164 in heart rate right now, going down. So he's feeling pretty relaxed now where he is positioned in the peloton.
He's maybe resting from yesterday's 3-hour spring-loaded race where he won.
Oh yes, yeah.
That was a super hard finish.
Indeed, I saw the Richmond course and crazy sprints, also pushing every hill there. It's not only Governor Street in the end. It's 23rd Street before that, and also Libby Hill to start with, and 2 laps. It's crazy. Oh yeah, here we can now. It will be. Let's talk a little bit about the finish again, because from here it's 2 kilometers to go, and to the sprint line they will pass by the S's. So, and this I haven't been watching that many sprints that have this kind of
Finish.
Finish.
It's downhill and it will be a crazy finish.
It will be downhill sprint, and before that the S's that actually gives a lot of opportunities for tactics. Some riders might want to do a long sprint, and then we can talk like 1.5 kilometers. Actually coming from behind, pushing from here already, and trying to just catch the moment when everybody else is just drifting and saving themselves for a short sprint. And then if the peloton doesn't react to that, that could actually give a breakaway group a chance to succeed with a long sprint. So from here it's only 1 kilometer left to go, but not this lap. We still have some.
It's the next lap, I think.
Yeah, exactly. This it's just now we are just going through the sprint mentally. So you see how it goes right and left and up and down and right and left and up and down. And also, as you said, Martin, this little bit of a climb here. It's not that. It's not. You can really feel this climb. It starts very. Yeah, way down in the small valley here. It goes up, 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 and here you see 5%. So now you see Brenlund really want to show that, okay, I am strong, I'm here. Here we see one more really rocketing from the peloton going forward, but still
a little early, I think.
Oh yeah. Hey Martin, I'm getting sweaty just thinking about how to
catch
to
catch the end of a race here.
Commentate the sprint. We will give our best, but as you can see, there are some people trying to push really hard in a downhill sprint also on this lap. But we have one more lap to go now, and see the breakaway riders here will get catched, and what we also need to think about now, Martin, is that we need to be aware that there are people getting lapped, overtaken on a previous lap for them then. So we will try to ignore them and not confuse ourselves with riders that is one lap behind. But it seems to be a solid group here and no breakaways. And the winner is definitely in this pack.
Sure, somewhere in here. And I think Brendan got a chance of it.
Yeah, we saw Gjeldnes also from Vikings, a really strong rider. The Norwegian guys can really sprint also, so it will be super fun to see. This is a totally new competition. This with so many good riders. I mean, the earlier stages we have had a lot of international competition too, but it has been Sweden in the top. Let's hope to have some more color on the nation flags in the result list. Actually, it's so fun to see. Should we jump over a little bit to the women just quickly, just to see if there's something going on
Sure.
there?
Jump back to the women. They are just on the sprint bridge at the moment.
Just a short sneak peek. Then you can see now the pack is a little bit, but it is a chasing pack just behind, catching up really quickly now. So, oh yeah. But again, every lap maybe some riders want to show that here I got the legs. Now the rest of the pack is catching up, and the peloton is getting a little bit bigger. So there are still around 20 riders in the same group. But
3 riders just out the back there.
Exactly, behind. You can see them there. They try to catch now because the group is going a little bit slower, but still Malin pushing really hard in the front with her yellow Tron bike, concept bike. And yeah, it's...
He really wants to diminish the group.
Yeah.
All around.
And also here again, Emma pushing. So it's really not the calm, nice pace. It's really back and forth, putting some damage to the other riders, and then going back, resting a little bit, surprising, kicking again. But you can see here the French woman Delcourt, and also we saw Italian. And also, it's not the easiest to pronounce the name. I should be much better with that.
Need to go a language course on how to pronounce them.
Yeah, for this first time we can just say the nation almost now.
Yeah.
Of course, I will try here to say it's we have how many are they in the front group? They are still quite some 22, and the Italian was Alzini, and she's from Bigla Cervelo Pro Cycling Club, so we'll keep an eye on her. She seems very strong, so really a pro cycling team.
I think the ladies like this, the Swedish ladies.
Yeah.
Been wishing for more competition, and
they
today they really got it.
And now it will be all about the sprint. So jump over to the men again.
Yeah,
because
they
now
are just passing through the volcano here, just under this banner.
And we can see here, this is the leading pack. We can see they are approaching some they will overtake some riders that are on one lap earlier, but we don't have any riders. Or let's see. No, if you jump forward a little bit, let's see.
I think they are in the black riders in the front are in the group here. The Spanish rider.
Should be, yeah, because they are approaching so fast now. Yes, it was not a breakaway.
Yeah, in front here.
Yeah, again, yeah.
They are getting lapped.
This is the front. Yes. So here we have a little bit of a downhill, just a little bit of a downhill. Now the peloton will get close together again, preparing for heading back direction downtown Watopia, and then going up through the SS again. And now it would be very interesting to see who will make the most tactics out of this. Will it be a team effort, or will it be individuals that can really stand out in this situation? And Martin, if I look at the average power rate right now, it's above 5.0 watts per kilo.
Yeah, all the way down to place 30 or something.
It's crazy, and it's a lot of A+ riders, of course, but also a lot of A riders, and this will be a time to shine with a long sprint or a short sprint, and there will for sure be some riders going for it from here and on somewhere, but they have to have a good timing where the pack is going a little bit slower, and where are they going slower, because there are so many. So having a tactics to go early, maybe people are having really tired legs and not pushing. Now we see a little bit of a push from the Spanish guy Lopez, pushing again really hard. We have seen him in the front earlier. The pack is not really reacting super quick, but some are pushing into the front to close the gap to the Spanish guy. And you can see in the back there are some people dropping off, not managing the speed. Now we're up in 57 kilometers per hour, 58. Now going uphill again, it goes down to around 50 again, and then up and down, up and down. Now people are positioning themselves. You can see orange numbers.
Oh,
Then
but
we have
Lopez is at the front.
Yeah, Lopez is at the front,
He
pushing.
was out of EPM.
Yeah, unfortunately, but still pushing, and this is a good pacemaker for the rest of the pack, pushing a high pace. And Brenlund is positioned third, and we also have a lot of other strong international riders. Brenlund is actually one of the only Swede in the front. Now Lundqvist comes, and now Lundqvist goes really quick through the pack. You can see him in the yellow and black jersey.
12 watts per kilo.
He's actually pushing really hard uphill now, and he get Samuel Brenlund on the wheel, almost on the wheel. Will Samuel Brenlund close the gap before the downhill, or does he got a gap? Then it's not that comfortable situation for Samuel Brenlund, because the other ones are coming really fast. He calms down a little bit and do a reboot, and then let's see if he can
Can't wait for long here now.
Now we got a Polish guy in the front, and now pushing really hard. Maybe he can come back, Samuel, but look at this. It will be so tight. Only 100 meters to go. Samuel is going up in the front again. He goes back. He did perfect tactics, and Kirchmeier was in the pack, and he came second. Wow. And I think also, we had the Danish rider coming in again, then Niklas Pedersen on third spot. We will have a look later on.
Just
wow,
jumping into the B.
Yeah.
The ladies still have one more lap to go.
Perfect. Oh, what a sprint. And interesting to watch how Samuel then tried to join and follow Matthias Lundqvist's early attack, already at the bottom of the kicker, and then not really realizing that, slowing down a lot, letting the pack pick him up and drafting a little bit, and then do a re-sprint again. Wow, that you could see really clearly on the screen. Nice that you captured that, Martin. And wow, what a sprint from all the riders, and really good effort from everyone managing to pack.
I think I managed to capture a replay. I will see if we can get that, but
Yeah,
perhaps
wow.
maybe I've got it here.
Then we can maybe analyze a little bit more about the places.
Yeah, here it is. I think. Yeah, watching Brenlund here.
Great. And you can see how tight it is, but it is all about drafting here, and it's all about putting the last kick, and Samuel saved the last kick for 100 meters to go, and there you can see the kick, how he overtake, but it's also really close. You see Pedersen, Boniface, oh, so close, but also Kirchmeier comes, and we got it's a lot of Canadian guys. I think we had Canadian on place 3, 4, and 5. Fantastic team effort then. Very interesting if they were teaming up together also. Now let's see the B category. We will try to follow the other categories too. Also keeping an eye, of course, on the A women most of all. But yeah, they still have a lot, some more kilometers to go. Let's see the finish for the B category. And here we follow Erik Lilja from Swedish Zwifters, and they are also pushing really hard. I will have a look at the average wattage, because B it has been known for pushing a lot of high wattage, and having a lot of upgrades also. A lot of riders that get upgraded after these kind of races. And oh yeah, let's see the sprint now. Now they are getting closer to where Matthias Lundqvist put in an attack. We still have one more uphill and downhill and left turn, and then they are at the bottom of the kicker, small kicker hill here, up before the downhill. And oh yeah, they are averaging close to and above 4 watt per kilos. And now we have really solid peloton pushing.
Eric is
Will
7 watts here.
seems
No
like no
red
one.
numbers. They are waiting. They are waiting a
Yeah, they
little
are
longer
waiting. They're
here.
a little bit more stable here because no one is really breaking away. And but now it's super important to be in the front of the pack, because now the front of the pack will only increase. And these are the sprinters. You see now how it's getting reduced. The peloton is getting smaller downhill, and the ones who didn't catch, they will have really hard time to catch up now. So let's see. We can see how fast they go in the front.
The last
And
week's winner, I think, Sanyat.
can you jump forward a little bit? Yeah, you follow. Yeah,
Yeah.
perfect, perfect, Sanyat. Oh, wow, crazy, crazy sprint. He is super strong, Sanyat, again, but now he gets challenged on the sprint, on the finish. Ooh, he wins with maybe half a meter before the Hungarian guy. Wow, Balint took a really nice sprint, catching up, getting into the draft, but then I can see really how experienced he is. Again, winning the Austrian guy. And Sanya, big congratulations again.
And we got the C and the women's. They are at the exact same spot almost in the game.
Oh yeah,
So we follow the women here.
we do follow the women, and this will be a very interesting sprint also for the women. However, it's oh yeah, we still have some kilometers to go, and now they are just checking out each other, trying to respond if anyone is kicking off. And this group is not that big, so a strong rider here could really do a breakaway together, getting maybe 1 or 2 riders working together. They can go already now. And will they maybe do that? Because now we are getting closer to the kicker hill, just up the slope inside into the volcano. And there I think there will be some riders trying to really push and break this peloton into half maybe. We also have still some B riders managing. Again, Ronkainen from Finland is in here, and Stenvall. I also saw Lisa Hermansson, and also Tella. I don't know which country it is, but also international rider among the A riders. Impressive. So here, the uphill, it's a kicker. You can see how they gain speed, and the wattage is really high in the front. See some dropping off already.
Hogström leading out.
Yeah, pushing really hard. You can see now she really want to do damage, and it's getting long. The group is stretched out, and this is all about when will Kogström stop, and how can the women behind catch up with her and draft behind her, because she is so strong. You can see in the presentation she loves uphill. Now she's just pretending that she's going uphill. She's just pushing, pushing, pushing. And Tella is joining, getting the draft right there, right now. Getting sucked in behind Kogström. Perfect draft. Let's see if Tella can go up and speed up a little bit more, letting Kogström on her wheel, or actually Tella just push away. So yeah, Kogström is really comfortable with her pace. Let's see if Tella can get away, or Kogström can catch the wheel right there. They are trying now to get, yeah, you can see Kogström relaxing a little bit, realizing that now I have to push a little bit harder.
Belfort got to go if she is not getting dropped here.
The gap is increasing. The gap is increasing.
Yeah, for sure.
For sure. And now Kogström realized that she can actually increase the gap even more. Passing by Tella, she actually took a little bit of a rest behind Tella. And that kind of short recovery makes a huge difference for them both. Now they can start to work together. Like, wow, this is perfect dynamics going. Tella is really pushing, and then Kogström can relax a little bit. I say relax, she's up on 4 watt per kilos, but you see now Kogström going up over 5, pushing a little bit, trying to pass Tella. Tella is really pushing up too, and now they got a lead of 6 seconds. 6 seconds is really making the pack behind nervous, so they have to organize themselves. They can't really trust that they will. You see the gap is increasing, or now actually it's getting a little bit of a split. Now Emma Belfort reacts. She puts really high wattage. Can we look behind and see?
Yeah.
You can actually jump back to someone in the peloton just to see how. Just jump back a little bit more, just to see the peloton now how they react, because Emma is pushing, and who is gonna respond to this in the peloton in the back? The women is really now, they have a high speed in the peloton, and this is a nice place to be. They are pushing really hard, but they get perfect draft. But now you see they are really trying to catch up, and they are
Airball
getting,
from Vision here.
now the group is getting really stretched out. So there it happened. Now it's getting serious. And Alcini is pushing really hard to catch up with the breakaway too. And Kerbau, also the French woman here, as you see. And Osterbu from Denmark. Hermansson trying to keep on. She's a B rider, pushing really hard, and the other ones just follow her wheels. So the peloton is increasing the speed, but how about the breakaway? They don't have that many seconds now, 3 seconds.
They're
And
catching
it's
up.
only 15 meters. But anyhow, they are really putting some damage to the peloton, because now the breakaway are organizing themselves a little bit bigger group. Now we can jump forward and have a look at the breakaway group and see here. Yes, perfect. I can see them they are 3 together, and the pack chasing is 20 meters behind. Kågström still got some power, pushing up, increasing the speed, up and down, up and down. Now Emma joins in, and Kågström love to take Emma's wheel. So if Kågström can really close up on this wheel, you can see now it's raining in Batopia, and it doesn't affect the riders anything. They are probably sitting in a very dry, or not so dry, but their Zwift rooms, home, forgetting everything about Corona and just competing. This is so nice to see, and the breakaway it seems like it will last. It seems like they will manage. Now they're pushing even harder in the back. Can you jump back a little bit, Martin, and have a look at the chasing peloton, because they are really pushing it in the back. You see Vixen here, yes.
Here we are.
Oh, she's pushing. She needs to get some help. Will anyone help? Now the next American woman comes up, pushing, and it's so fast. Will they catch the breakaway? Now they are getting very close. It's only 3 seconds, and they are increasing the speed. They are coming from behind really fast. You can see Kerbau, the French woman, pushing, but she doesn't get any help. So let's jump forward and see if we can also then turn around the camera. So here you have the front pack. Now we will follow with the camera from in front. Perfect. Kågström is
zooming out, trying zoom out.
Oh, great. Kågström is pushing. She is really pushing hard, but the sprint is a little bit longer than expected over the bridge. But will Kågström make it?
Belfort coming fast.
Emma is pushing, and Emma pass again. And Kågström second, and Tella third. And the chasing group was only 1 second behind in the end. Wow, what a sprint. And impressive how Kågström tried to, even after completing the breakaway, tried to do the sprint lead out, pushing, and not getting Emma on the wheel. But then Emma anyway gathered her speed for her sprint and took the win again, a 4th in the road. Unbeaten Emma Belfort. Wow.
Wow.
do we have the the C category women?
C category women, yeah, sure. We could go back to them.
Yeah, you can try to find Ingvarsson, or we will jump back into the race and see. But I'm blown away about the breakaway, managing to do a breakaway with over 3 kilometers to go. It's impressive. Very impressive by Kågström and Tella, but also then Emma being cool enough to bridge the breakaway a little bit later. So, oh wow.
Not finding them here.
No, see what you can do if you can jump back to any rider on the course. Or you can
I'm
take the D.
looking at the D's at the moment.
Oh yeah, yeah we are. So here we got, but it's the men, right? Yeah.
Yeah, that's the men D
Yeah. Now I see the
category.
right screen also. Yeah, D category, and
We have a lot of B and C riders in this group. So I think Bengt here is one of the first, or maybe Niklas Rågefjord should be close to
but
him.
if you click forward, shouldn't they be all in a separate? Because here we have them all just D riders.
Yeah, this is D.
Yeah, so then you can just go forward. So
Yeah, everyone here is over limit. Everyone here in the
oh,
group.
what?
We have about 20 riders, B and C riders here, which are over
Ah,
limit.
you mean like that? So do
Yeah.
you mean they have been pushing way too high?
They are way over category. They are B and C riders, all of these guys.
Then I trust you.
So,
Okay, but then go back to the one that you.
I will see if I Mats here. Mats is D. I think Noren Falk is D.
This is very interesting. So we collected a lot of interest to start in this race, but it seems like a lot of riders, either they are actually then.
Here you see P. Johansson, 7 watts.
Yeah, here we have.
I think this is the front actually.
This can be the front then. Let's see. We for sure we have D riders, registered D riders then in front, but as Martin says, we have keep an eye on Zwift Power, and we can see that they are really pushing too high.
Now I'm at the back here, so.
Yeah, 22. Now we're getting closer. Yeah, here we got a pack.
Oh, is it back? Have they already finished the first? I think so. I think the C, B riders have already finished.
I think they are a little bit mixed up, so I think you can just jump back here.
I think P2. I think this is the real D front group here.
Let's follow them and let's see. Then everybody can just jump into Swift Power and then confirm themselves to see how it turns out, because we have a lot of sandbagging riders and a lot of riders that suddenly then just perform amazing results and get upgraded. So it's interesting to see how strong they ride anyway. Not judging anyone now here and now. But oh yes, Jan is pushing hard in this group, and he will try to make a good sprint, because he also knows that it's all about Swift Power result. So in the end, this will be a very good spot for him, taking a lot of points. And there was a lot of people start in the start list, Martin, also in the D category.
Yeah, 123 I saw.
Yeah. Wow. Here we see the uphill, and now they are overtaking some persons, but you see Jan is positioned well. He get a draft, hopefully then downhill. Now the speed will increase downhill and see how the pack comes together, but it all depends how fast they can catch the really strong sprinters in the front, and they gain speed a lot. Now he's pushing up. He's ramping up the wattage. You can see up in the top left corner. He's taking it a little bit easy downhill, and then he prepares for a last sprint. He's catching up.
He's catching up. I know he's strong. I know he's strong, Peter.
He's very tactical. He's very tactical, getting perfect draft, and now he pushed. Now you can see up out of the saddle, pushing really hard, getting a perfect draft. Will he overtake them all? That's the question.
Will he hold on?
Wow, he is so tactical. Going. That's a really good sprint, but the other ones were really good. The British guy and the US guy took him just ahead, just in front of the from the.
Now I found the D, at least the D ladies.
Oh, great!
So yes. Now I'm back in. We could go forward and see if we can.
We can say that to the viewers, that Martin is then actually using 4 computers, 4 different accounts, just to jump in and watch different categories, and jumping from them is a little bit of a it's a little bit of a hassle, but you do it so good. So okay, here we got a lot of we got some C riders and D riders there also.
B boy here.
Yeah,
Yeah,
I
that's a
can see.
C.
Yeah, you can see on the kilometer mark here, 32
Yeah,
kilometers. So the D riders ahead of them, they still have one more lap to go, right?
yeah. I jumped forward to
Mm,
the C's ladies here.
great, great. And so this might be the C front, or is it? Let's see in the or we maybe had some.
I think the deal ladies front here 40 seconds are lapped riders. So Axenfalk, French ladies here.
Yeah, yeah.
I think they are
Let's see.
up.
I don't think so. No, I think we have had. We actually have had. We have had
Yeah,
some finished riders ahead, but this is a chasing pack a little bit. Yeah, behind. But we will follow them to the finish line here. Freeboy is pushing together with a lot of other strong C riders. We have Tina Axenfalk, Anne-Marie Johansson again, joining in again. That's so nice to see. We have some Portuguese riders behind too, that they are a little bit behind, but some two French. Interesting. Actually, some A riders joining in also. So the French team is there are different teams. Okay, yeah, it's not all in the same team, so maybe they don't communicate with each other. But a lot of some strong A riders in here also keeping
yeah.
up high pace. Yeah, we follow Sanna Friborg. Team security.
Yeah, we've had the first group with Anne-Louise and they've just finished.
Yeah, yeah, yeah. So they are great. Now they are heading over the hill top and getting prepared to do a nice downhill, and it's a little bit strange situation because here it's not the best to be in the front. You see how the other ones are gaining speed, relaxing, just positioning themselves for a nice sprint. They don't want to come up in the front. The ones who can stay in the back will actually save the most and also gain the perfect best timing. But now some are pushing in the front. You can see on
That's the
the
A
right.
rider pushing the speed,
Yeah,
and
we
they
have.
should follow if they could.
Yeah, really, and one of the French girl there in the front. So let's see, but she's getting overtaken. You see the timing. It's all about timing also in the sprint. Now they're coming really fast from behind, and wow, Sanna Friboy is coming also really well. But today the French ladies is, yeah, a little bit stronger. Ah, we got a nice sprint in every category. It's so nice, and in not only in the about the front positions, in every group they are pushing, and they are having a great time together. Because wow, this is really e-racing. Yeah, here we also have some more finishers, so we will just have a look through here. We can see Malmberg, Emma Malmberg, and we
Not
also
sure if the first D rider is lady or if it's.
I will have a look at Swift Power, because that can be nice to just see the first. We actually have the first D category rider on Swift Power is Linda Puck Engström. So
She's here right up here. The C group here. Here we have
great.
her.
Here we have the front. According to, wow, it's a nice
It
package.
must be the
Yes,
front
yes,
here.
and she's riding really well with the C riders here. You can see, actually, then teaming up a little bit maybe with her teammate here, Anna Kerever, in the Swedish Zwifters. So let's see if they have something to give, but it's already done. She is taking a clear victory in the D category.
Over a minute back.
Oh yes, she got a 1 minute lead over Sofia Westberg on second place, and then we have the Spanish woman Abad and the German Held, and also the Portuguese Madeira. So it's very international, but nice to see then that Linda Puck Engström takes the win. And let's see if she actually can do a nice sprint here also, because this, you see, out of the saddle, showing the C category riders that I want to join in on this sprint over the hill top, and then doing a nice downhill relaxing a little bit, maybe, hopefully, not pushing too much and letting the C riders do the work, and then do a nice sprint. Crossing the finish line first in the D category. You see how they gain speed here now quickly. 40 kilometers per hour, 45 kilometers per hour. Wow, nice lead out here in the front by Setare. See here also the Portuguese Antonio. Oh wow, yeah. Here you can see the sprint segment starting, and it's over the bridge.
Ain't giving up.
No,
Coming.
She's coming hard. She's challenging the sea riders really.
Oh, she's coming around them.
Oh. Oh yeah, she is. Wow. Big applause. Being a D riders, beating all the C riders in the pack. That is very nice. What a nice end of the show, Martin.
Yeah, for sure.
Interesting, but also kudos to the riders that were joining in and letting Engström get a really nice ride. Nice to see that the women are grouping in together, and wow, now she's taking it easy, spinning off the legs. that's common. That's totally accepted. Yeah, hands up for all the riders today, Martin. What a race. Wow.
Amazing race. Should we take a look at the B finish again? Trying to find that play here.
Did you also get a replay of the women?
Yeah.
Oh, great.
I hope so. Just need to find the correct file here.
Yeah.
See if I can take that first. It is.
Yeah, that's great. But you can see here how Linda Puck Engström is just easing out the legs, just spinning around softly. That's so nice. Okay.
Let's see if this is the correct. No, it was not. It's the D's. The D's.
Yeah, I could really see how they pushing through the rain, but in reality, there is no rain for them. It's just nice to see the different variation of weather and daytime, nighttime in Watopia. Oh yeah, what a race. So now we'll jump over and see another. You can see which one we get now. So the women. Oh yes, the women. You can see Kågström pushing so hard, but you could also see how Emma is gaining speed and closing in, also just in time getting the draft. And this is where the magic happens. When Emma gets the draft, she just gets sucked in and can continue pushing, and then get help from Malin to just pass her on the sprint, on the finish line. And oh, that must have hurt for Malin, but I know Malin will come back even stronger. And Malin has closed up on Emma every race, so I would actually put my money on Malin next race, because this is the development that she shows in Zwift is really amazing. And on the third place we had actually then the French woman Sackett, and then we had the US rider Laura Matson Co from Evoque bike team, and then we have the Hungarian woman Adrienne Chabo.
Should we take a look at Swift Power perhaps? I'm looking at the men right now. Yep. Men's race here.
Great. Here we have the men's result. Yeah, we take it. So, okay, interesting. All right. From the view, it looked like Samuel took it, but it can always differ a little bit from view to view. Sometimes Zwift really doesn't manage to show exactly. So here, it was a new king on the throne, and it's Stefan Kirchmeier taking the victory ahead of Samuel Brännlund. So one of the favorites that we showed today in the presentation actually took it also until the finish line. Congrats to Stefan Kirchmeier. Herzlichen Gratulation. And then we could see the Canadian pack behind. Brett Boniface taking the third spot. Luke on fourth. Niklas, the Danish rider, Pedersen on the fifth spot. And Matteo Dalkin on the sixth spot. Tim Gustafsson, the great sprinter, on the seventh spot. Not getting so many points now. As you can see, a lot can happen in the total. And then we have a Polish guy on the 8th place, Johan Gren on the 9th, and Henrik Öijer on the 10th. Really good sprinters, and as you see, the list goes on and on and on. And amazing.
Let's see if we have any results from the ladies yet. Yeah, we have.
Oh, we do. Yes. Here was actually exactly what we said. Here we can see the average column, 4.4 watt per kilo. They have been pushing, and it was really, really a tight game until the finish line. Emma passing Malin just on the finish line. And then we have Iris Sackett on the third spot, winning the bronze for this stage. And then fourth, Laura Mattsson. And this was the chasing pack also: Iris, Mattsson, Chabo, Österbø, Chaffin, Alsini, and yeah, it's now I missed the last there, but
Federin and Johanna Tidholm.
Great. Yeah, thanks for that. Really, really nice. And for the B riders, I will try to see the results.
Checking back with the Bs. I mean,
oh yeah, it should be. If you click again, then if you
reload the page.
Reload. Yeah, because I understand what you search for. That one. Yeah, exactly. Somehow.
See the Bs.
Yeah. Oh, again, Sanjath on the top. Kirchmeier, e-cycling team, and Magnus taking the second spot. They are really good sprinters here. George Carvalho on the third spot. Schubel taking the fourth. Then we have some Swedes: Hed, Sylvain, Lindberg, and on the 8th spot we had Threadgould from Team ODC, and Selstedt taking the 9th, and Torbjörn Svensson finishing off the top 10. Again, also very impressive, around 4 watt per kilo on average, so really on the limit there. And the C, we also have all finishers on Zwift Powers. It may have been other result list in Zwift, but we are following Zwift Power because they need to be registered here. And there we had Canadian Win Ligon in the top spot, taking the first place, and Gadsden, the Great Britain rider, taking the second spot, and German Avila Sanchez taking the third spot. Congrats to him. And then we had Fischer, Axelsson, Sorsa, Vargas, Kasperek, Thiago, and Kogler finishing off the top 10.
Let's see, in the Ds.
Yeah, in the D. And actually, you were right. Impressive. I thought that place 29 in Zwift would not be the top in the Zwift Power, but you were right again, Martin. Kudos.
Too many sandbaggers and
yeah,
people riding in the wrong category.
Yeah, we are happy that we can actually see through that and have the technology then to see on Zwift Power, because then Peter Janeröd took the win ahead of Marcus Norenfark, only less than 1 second ahead. And then we had South African on the third spot. Really nice to see, Johnny De Wet. And then following that was Ade, Landin, Bellemans, Castro, Bolinder, Nilsson, and Krieger. Interesting result list, and a lot of strong riding there too, and especially in the sprint, impressive riding there by the Swedes in the top. So let's jump over to the women B maybe, because we missed them, but we had some of them.
Let's see if I can reload and
yeah,
over categories.
We had some of the fastest B riders actually then in the front pack. So you can see Lisa Hermansson took the win, the strong triathlon rider, and only less than half a second ahead of Anna Ronkainen from Finland. And then on the third spot, Cecilia Lauri, and then we had Baumer, Sjögren, Sigelind, Dorka, Higginbotham, Karlsson, and Ek finishing off the top 10. Really strong riding. And in the C category, we can see a lot of Swedish riders. Maybe they were having some tactics here, because you can also see that they were ahead a lot in front of the others. But impressive riders. And the winner was Therese Kaldegård from Swedish Zwifters, followed by her teammates Malin Bengtsson, Ann-Louise Ingvarsson, Eleanor Samils, Katie Pinto, and then we also had a community rider from Sweden too, Åsa Fast Berglund on the 6th place, Nilsson, Axenfalk. We followed Axenfalk in the finish, and also the French rider Anais in on the 9th place, and Sanna Friborg finishing off. And there was also the D category also.
Not sure if we got everyone in yet, but
we have the top 4, at least the medalist for today. It was, as we could see, Linda Puck Engström, and she was actually then in the end almost 2 minutes ahead of Sofia Westerberg. Of course, then depending a little bit on what train you can follow of sea riders, and you can see there Linda had a really nice group of sea riders, and she beat them all in the sprint. That was so nice to see. Big congrats to Sofia Westerberg taking the 2nd spot, and then we have Spain and Germany, Abad and Held on the 3rd and 4th spot. And we will have more riders coming in, because there are still some riders out, and the Zwift Power is not uploading all the result that quick. But you will see all the details on Zwift Powers, and we will link it also from our different community forums. So really nice. Wow, what a race.
What a race. Yeah, amazing.
Again.
1,300 riders signed up. And
yeah,
I'm not sure how many
we normally have some 20% or more dropping out, but it was really a big start field also actually then going out. And we hope this will continue on, because we still have 6 remaining races. 6 remaining races, and next week, Martin, we are heading over to Great Britain and Yorkshire. We are going to the
UCI course.
Yeah, the World Harrogate Circuit. 2 laps there on that tough one, and then it will not be a big peloton like this in the front of the A group. It will be reduced much faster. So a totally different race, but a lot of tactics involved also. But this was so cool to race on this course.
Okay.
Yeah, thanks a lot.
Thanks a lot for watching, and hope to see you next week, everyone, again.
Yeah, see you next time. So nice to have this cup and to be able to show this for you all. See you next week. Bye bye.